They say you should learn something new every day. Like how you should only drink Jägermeister at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, ice cold. Like those frozen cavemen they find, which makes you wonder, what would a caveman think of Jägermeister? Well, if you served it warm, he'd probably throw it in your face, say, "Unga boonga," and storm off. And nobody wants that. So drink it cold or not at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold. Drink responsibly. Jägermeister liqueur, 35% alcohol by volume, imported by Mast Jägermeister, U.S., White Plains, New York.
Welcome to the Interviews Podcast. Welcome, Interisti, to episode 204 of the Interviews Podcast. We are here to celebrate number 21. The patch goes back on our jersey. The first-year coach gets it done in the league over the likes of Conte, Allegri, Spalletti. This team, who was counted down and out after a disaster last season, comes back and delivers the Scudetto in the 2025-2026 season. As always, I'm one half of your co-hosting duo, Alessandro Rafa, joined here by Gianni Paterno. Gianni, it has been a really... What? You got... Okay. It has been an incredibly difficult season for Interisti, which makes this Scudetto all the more celebratable, all the more sweet, all the more enjoyable. At times, a lot of Interisti faltered in their faith in this team, which I think is normal because there were, times during the season that were really, really tough to deal with. But nonetheless, they come through and we get it done with 4 rounds to spare. Honestly, looking back at it, this thing should have been in the bag way earlier. But we get it done despite all of the trials and tribulations. Johnny is jumping on here in a second. We may have him back. You got us, Johnny?
I'm back.
All right. I think there's no other way to kick this off than after what we've been through this season, whether it's the dip in form, whether it's, key players not performing to their best, the big game performances, the scandals and so forth. At the end of the day, we sit here champions for the 21st time. How would you rank this Scudetto in the recent ones? Where does this one rank for you?
In the recent ones, I'd say it probably, I'm assuming we're talking about the last 3, right?
Yeah. Conte, Inzaghi, and
I'd say
Kibu.
I'd say it's my second favorite one. I only put it behind the Conte one because it was such a long wait to get that one, and then when you finally got it, it felt great in the manner in which we kind of like owned the league that year. Was awesome. I mean, I know the points will say that it was a lot closer of a title race than it really was, but that's because we had already clinched it and we kind of just went on cruise control the rest of the year. We didn't have to keep our pedal to the metal and stuff. So yeah, I mean, listen, I doubted this one. Even at the beginning of the year, I thought that we wouldn't win this one. There was obviously some low points. I'll speak for myself in this season where I had more doubts. Obviously I was never on the Kibu out train, but I wanted more. But at the end of the day, we are the champions. We have such a insane lead on the rest of the league. The way it's always more important to do well against the lower teams, because that's really what it comes down to. You're going to have more games against teams that are not really competing for a Champions League spot than you are against teams that are. So at the end of the, yes, I know myself is disappointed that we didn't do better against our rivals. But at the end of the day, in a year, 2 years, 5 years from now, no one's going to remember how we did against our rivals. They're going to just remember that we got the Scudetto. So, listen, hats off to Kivu. Learned that he's only the fourth foreign coach in the last 30 years to win the league. That's insanely impressive. Especially when you look at the names that are up there with him, Sven-Goran Eriksson, Jose Mourinho, of course, winning 2 years. And he's also only, I think he's only the second. The second foreign coach to ever do it in his first year. First year at a club. So,
and Mourinho was the last one.
Yeah, just really, yep, yeah. So really impressive what he's done. You can't really take that away from him. You can't take it away from these guys. And like you said, the trials and tribulations that they had, the ups and downs, the stuff that happened with the national teams, the Juve game with Bastoni, there was a lot of things that could have really derailed this season.
This was a hard year.
And to come out, it really was. I think from a fan perspective, and again, speaking just for me, it was one of the least enjoyable years to be watching. I felt like it was more of a chore. I felt like doing this pod was really draining me because of the negativity myself was putting out there and just, interacting on social media and stuff. And to get through it, it feels like you could exhale.
Yeah.
And that's what's amazing, with the season. And listen, the job's not done. We still have one more thing that I know we would all love to see. We really want to see that silver star on top of it on the kit next year, because that would be such a sick kit. I think the only thing that would bother me is it'd be a contrast between the gold and the silver. But you know what? If that's what it takes, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm probably going to drop $1,200 on kits next season. I'm getting all three of them. They all look, if they come out the way that they say they're rumored to be, these are going to be the best trio of kits we've had since Hakimi was here.
Yeah. This, I think, my biggest takeaway, there was a sense of relief after this Scudetto that I think is more akin to an exorcism than to pure and total unadulterated joy. Hugging my dad after they won, it was a little bit tighter, but not because of, this is this, incredibly satisfying victory, but more so because of all the bullshit that we've had to go through. It feels like an exorcism, and it feels like something that was desperately needed for this team from a mental perspective, from a project perspective. This is also the last title charge of a lot of the guys that we have needed to shed for a couple seasons on this roster. Mkhitaryan, not Acerbi for last season, Sommer. There's a changing of the guard aspect to this Scudetto that I think it makes things special. This is sort of a last dance for this crew. And it's also the start of the Kivu tenure, the start of the transition towards, I think there's symbolism in the fact that Sucic started today over Mkhitaryan. Both of them, were fit from the start, and Kivu could have very easily gone to Mkhitaryan, and you would almost expect him to. This is the kind of game that, a title clincher against Parma, you would almost expect him to. But there's this symbolism of we're, shifting towards a new era, despite the fact that there are going to continue to be some core people here. And what better way to start that shift than with a Scudetto in the bag? Especially after all the mud that was slung at us all throughout the season. Some of it deserved, some of it over the top. And I had this thought of the receipts and, going at people that had said certain things throughout the season, but that it quickly faded. Interisti should just enjoy what we have, what we've accomplished here, and what we still have left to accomplish. Like you said, the Silver Star, the 10th Coppa Italia. So it really is monumental. Kivu, I think, has done. We've said this multiple times. I don't think anyone is going to mistake him for the tactical mind of Pep Guardiola or, Zidane Examen or anything like that. But as a man manager, he took on a very difficult task. And he showed.
I'm
Are you
sorry.
shaking your head because of the Zeman
Did you say
reference?
Zeman?
Well, he did something different. That was, I don't know why that came to my head. Maybe not tactical genius, but
that was so offensive.
He did something different. I'm just saying, throw 9 players up the pitch, but the point stands where this was more of a man management kind of title, and he had the success there. And let's see how things build. Okay. Should we do these speak pipes? Should we get to the fans?
Yeah, let's do it. First one I got up, Gino Panino.
Ciao, everyone. Forza Inter just finished watching them clinch the Serie A title. Gino Panino from Vancouver. Gianni, thanks for the big shout out last week. This past weekend here in Vancouver, the FIFA legends were here, so I got to meet Materazzi and Cafu, Albertini, along with Zanetti, Cambiasso, and Maicon. Anyways, Forza Inter, what a season. Through adversity, through all the media crap, we stick through this team. They pull it off. Champions of Italy. Not much more I can say. Yeah, let's go get the dupletta. Let's go. Forza Inter, boys. Another year of bragging rights. The tricolore on our jersey. Andiamo, boys. Keep up the good work. Thanks for all your help. Great insight this season. Forza Inter, Gino Panino from Vancouver. Andiamo.
Sick.
Gino, where are you going? We still got some.
Yeah, I would have been.
You don't have to tune out.
I would have been
now.
dancing in the streets. Meeting those guys, I would have been going crazy. And then here we go. Our boy KC from Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia. Yeah, pretty sure.
Quick nitpick off the top. I really would have liked to see Lauti and Turan play together, even if it was only for a couple minutes in a clinching game. Also would have liked to see Hakan come on and get his flowers. Definitely over for Tezzi. But no negatives today. Champions, Scudetto number 21. And I have one request from all of Interisti. Can we just enjoy this? I feel like nowadays with sports fans, everyone's so focused on let's get to the off-season transaction. Let me talk about all the takes I got right this year. But the point of sports is to win and win it all. Not only did we win it all, we won it with games to spare. We have a record-setting wingback. Our captain comes back, immediately gets a contribution. A final positive memory, hopefully, for Mkhitaryan. A clean sheet. Number 21, it doesn't get much better than this. I'm going to be smiling for a while. Forza Inter. Let's go, boys.
All right, so let's talk about my takes that I got right this year. No, we'll save those. Casey, agree, man. Like, let's enjoy it. Let's not start getting ahead. And you're right. I was already thinking, like, all right, let's not talk about the game so much, and let's talk about what's happening in the offseason. You're right, man. Let's enjoy this. Not jump ahead. We got a whole. I mean, really, nothing's gonna happen throughout the World Cup either. So we probably got like another month and a half of waiting for actually 2 months really before things really happen. And let's just enjoy this ride. I don't really care about a happy send off from Mkhitaryan. Hey, good for you for bringing him up and wanting to let him be celebrated a little bit.
There. You watch your mouth. That's an Inter
legend.
Oh
my God, I can't believe you just said that. Oh God, that's triggering. I never want to hear those words again.
Yeah.
It cuts very deep for me. The disrespect to actual Inter legends. But yeah, look, we won it, games to spare. Really, like, this game was kind of a formality. Like, not that we didn't seem locked in, but it looked like we were just kind of going through the motions, waiting for that first goal to happen. And once it did come, boom, that's it. They were relaxed. They were able to just have fun. They were free flying. All the guys were moving in such a way. Sucic was fantastic.
It was.
Zielinski with the assist on the first goal was such a beautiful pass. I mean, those are my favorite passes to play. Like that, the one that Hakan played against Juve, the outside curler to Di Marco on the way, like those types of passes are my favorite things to see on a football pitch. Honestly, it's just literally a work of art. And obviously like long range bangers, of course, you know, and the Schneiders, the Zielinskis, the Hakans with their long range efforts. But yeah, look, I mean, fantastic. Obviously, I feel like the guys were to do it in front of your home fans too is another great thing. That stadium was rocking. I wish I could have been at the San Siro. That's crazy,
Or
right? Like that's nuts.
I forget.
I thought it was 82. I thought you were right. 30. No, you're right. 37 years they said. So 89. I mean, it's just such a great thing. Like you and I have been able to experience 8 Scudetti in our lifetimes. Like that's I don't know. Like we've actually been around for more than a third of Inter's titles. That's awesome, cool, man. Like that really is. Like
I did.
Like that's such a cool thing. We've got to see a treble. You know, we've got to see a history-making wingback. Like the things that we've been able to experience with this club. That's why I really think I don't care. Like I think the only thing that might come close is if the New York Islanders ever win a Stanley Cup, which I don't think will happen in my lifetime. But if that's it, like that might be the only other sports high that'll come close to watching Inter win titles. And I know it's like every year, right? Like, but it's like that for all our teams in all sports. Yeah. It can happen every year. But there's something about when you see it with Inter, when you see it with the San Siro rocking, the passion that the fans have, when you see the Piazza in Milano like just hopping like crazy and everyone's going insane, bouncing up and down, you know, singing all the songs and celebrating the, you know, Hakan, Thuram, all those guys. Like, it's a thing of beauty. There's nothing like it. There is nothing like. The only thing that really comes close is the Stanley Cup playoffs, and that, like, in terms of like atmosphere, and even that is not close, really. Like but like if you want to compare in American sports, that's really the only thing that comes close. The Super Bowl, no, I'm sorry, it doesn't come close to, in my opinion, the scale of a Champions League final and or even a Scudetto, or even like listen, we want to knock the EPL, bro. Like the EPL is more exciting, you know, winning that. I mean, do you remember when Man City won their first one and Balotelli had the assist and how like they did it on the last day of the season? Like
Mancini.
That's insane. Like that was insane. Yeah, Mancini being the leader there, you know, like that was insane. Like those moments, they live with you forever. You know, I remember seeing Inter win. The first title that I got to see them win was, I didn't really understand it at the time. Like I was in high school and it was awesome to me, but I didn't realize like how long it had been since my father had seen them, you know, win. You know, about 17, 18 years, I think it took them to win that Scudetto. And, you know, to see him and how much it meant to him, I didn't grasp it. Cause like I was seeing them come up in the, you know, late 90s, early 2000s and watching those teams. And yeah, there was like ups and downs and there was struggle, but they were winning trophies, right? Like, yeah, they were winning UEFA Cups. They were, you know, it was like, oh man, this team's like, we're right there and we got like the best player in the world. And, you know, but now like experiencing this one and seeing what it means to people and, you know, like you see people who have probably been fans for 20, 30, 40 years in the stadium and they're crying, you know, shedding real tears because like this club means so much to so many people for so many different reasons. It was just beautiful.
There's a couple things I want to touch on there. One with Casey, like talking about kind of the state of fandom. I think this year was the most affected I felt by this new kind of fandom where it's really, really driven by your hot takes and it's really, really driven by, you know, negativity and defaulting towards criticism. And like you said, it did affect my enjoyment of this. And not this Scudetto, but it affected my enjoyment of the game by game, because it wasn't like I was stepping into it like excited to watch Inter. I was stepping into it hoping that things wouldn't go wrong for like Kivu, because I was really sick and tired of seeing all the negativity towards like, a player that I watched, deliver the greatest year in Inter history. And I just wanted him to succeed. And it just got to be a chore, like you said. And then, constant talking from other fan bases this season. I think that I also noticed that way more than in any other year. I don't know if my algorithm is just feeding me these fucking guys, but that was also
Yeah, I
crazy
think
hard. So. Yeah. That was really annoying to deal with. So it did affect it, but I think Casey is 110% right. And it also, brings it to the next point. You see the fans like in the Duomo. You see Thuram throw on the shades and like go on the party bus and tell everyone to head towards the Duomo. Those clips, I love watching that stuff. The stuff with Hakan and Thuram on FaceTiming in Jang, like that's the kind of stuff where you are smiling like a fucking village idiot when you're watching the shit like that, because it's just so, it's cool. You realize the humanity of the people that you watch week in and week out and criticize and praise, but a lot of the times criticize, and like you just feel good for your boys, if we can call them that. You feel good for your boys and the human beings behind the work that goes in each and every single week. So yeah, just super exciting. Super exciting. Do you want to talk about the match, or do you want to just get to like comments from the fans? Do you want to just talk through Scudetto a little bit?
I mean, there's not really much to talk about, really, right? Like,
yeah,
besides the 2 goals, it was very uneventful. There wasn't like a lot of tactical stuff to dissect, really, because it just felt like 2 teams that were kind of just going through the motion.
At no
like
point
Parma had nothing to play for, really.
Like was taking it home today. It was
at
like
no point like Parma was like, hey, we're safe. Like, all right, like if we lose, we lose. If we tie, cool. Like they still win. Like Parma had nothing really to on the line themselves, and it was just a formality, really. So we can go straight to eltwitter.com.
All right, pull them up. Let's do it.
Let's see here. Okay.
Let me ask you one question that's on my mind before you get to the comments here.
Go ahead.
Thuram during the stretch run of this title run in, obviously he was lights out and is a huge reason why this thing got pulled through. Are you changing the opinion on whether or not he's the right asset to sell if an offer comes in?
Wow, Casey said to hold off on the future talk, and here you are bringing it up, man. I don't know.
I'm just curious. I've just been thinking about it. I saw it a lot on Twitter. People like 25 goals a game. How are you gonna 25 goals a year, goals and assists a year? How are you gonna replace that? In my mind, I'm like, well, if you are realistic about the economics of the club, he's kind of the best asset to sell in terms of capital gains and in terms of, like he's getting older and he relies on some things that are going to only get worse. And I don't know. I don't know. I appreciate him a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate him too. It's tough, man, because I do like Marcus, and I feel like he's such a light in that dressing room that it's kind of tough, because there's another player who I think gives you another decent amount of economic value, who you don't know if his time at the club is up either, in Bastoni. So like, I don't. It really depends. To me, I'm going to be honest, it depends on what the players want. If Bastoni wants to leave, but Thuram wants to stay, well, there's your answer. Like, you can't just, like, force one guy out. If Thuram wants to leave, then Thuram leaves. If Bastoni, like, if they both want to leave, What are you gonna do? You're gonna keep them both? Like,
You can't.
to me, I don't see that happening either. Where if players want to leave, that you keep them both. I feel like that just causes dissension in the ranks, and like, I don't know. Like, I'm of the mindset that no player is bigger than the team. No player means more than the badge. I haven't tattooed, a Barella or Lautaro or, Milito. I haven't tattooed any player. I've only done the crest. And the crest is what's going to stay. The players aren't. It's, to me, it really just comes down to who wants to be there and who doesn't. Plain and simple. Like, same thing with Dumfries. If he wants out and someone triggers that release clause, okay, like that's that. And listen, I did like some of the stuff that Bonetti was saying. That there could be a revolution in the summer coming. This could be the last time that a lot of these guys are on the team together. And I think that is a harsh reality that we need to face as fans. And if you are more attached to keeping a player at the club than improving the club as a whole, like, what happens if we hang on to, like, all right, Hakan turned it on towards the end of this year. I don't want to sell Hakan. Thuram turned it on towards the end of the year. I don't want to sell Thuram. Right. Bastoni had a rough patch. He's kind of coming around. I don't want to sell Bastoni. Okay, well, now you don't sell anybody, and now you just run people out to their contracts go, and then you don't make no money. And then you know what that leads to? And this is a thing that I don't think a lot of people realize. It would be another banter era. If you are unable to sell and reinvest in your squad, you're going right back to another banter era, because we are not a club that can operate like the Liverpools, like the Chelseas, like the Manchester Cities, where we can drop 250, 300 million, 500 million in the transfer window. You need to be able to move pieces around and reinvest. And, like, you sell a guy for 65, you buy two for 30 each. You need to, like, bring in smaller pieces that you can build up, or even like multiple pieces, like, maybe you could find like 3-4 players like a Sucic, and then you spend 15, you know what I mean? Like, this is kind of where we are as a club. I know that's a hard thing to hear because you're the champions of Italy. You shouldn't be in that type of situation financially. That's just how it is in Serie A, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And until our federation is able to, one, improve the stadiums as a whole across the league, like new stadiums for all these clubs that are here, Roma, Lazio, if they're able to get a new one, if Inter and Milan are able to get a new one, that's good. One, because it attracts players who want amenities, who want nice things to be able to come into and feel like that they have high-end training stuff and be able to physio stuff, whatever it is. Like, these are all selling points. If you're able to up the quality of the stadiums, you know what that is? That's more attractive to potential investors, to potential TV rights. Like, imagine if the Serie A had the type of coverage that Peacock gives. Yeah. Like, and imagine if the Serie A had the coverage that Peacock and NBC give to the EPL, but from Paramount, but from I don't know, ESPN, whatever. Like, I mean, I don't know who else would really do it besides those two, to be quite honest. But it makes, please don't. It makes, I mean, I know it is a possibility, but I just feel like that what I saw what they did with the MLB, Serie A would be even worse. So,
it was bad.
Anyway, it feels like there will be some hard goodbyes that potentially will happen this summer. And Casey, I'm sorry that we went here. I wasn't trying to do it, okay? But it is some stuff that could be, just real things that happen down the line. And I think we need to be not expecting the worst, but ready for it if it happens. Like that there's some guys who just might be leaving that had great years or great finishes to the year. And, and again, like we say we want to keep Hakan. Listen, man, if Hakan wants to go home and play for Galatasaray while he still has like a couple of good years left, and he wants to do it because it's his boyhood club, his father wants to see him there, how could you not be romantic about that? Like if I was had the opportunity to go play for Inter, and it was like the end of my career, and I had a chance to go, and I knew it would make my father ridiculously happy and proud. Like, you don't think I would go do that? Like, come on. Like, I think we need to take we need to be able to be romantic about this sport, because it is a beautiful game. It does, open doors to us in different ways. And I would not be upset if anybody wanted to leave. I really wouldn't. I would be more upset if we hung on to guys who wanted to leave. That would bother me because I feel like that could lead to problems, and it prevents you from being able to buy players, bring players in, players that your manager may want. Like I'll be interested. Like there's rumors Leone might really be a possibility for us in the summer on a loan. I'd be thrilled to have Giovanni Leone come, and reinvigorate his career, and then maybe even be able to buy him on a cheap, potentially from Liverpool or something. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
You can't fund a mercato just off of like the youth that's upcoming, and you sell them for 13. You hope to slap a resale clause on them, and then like you just can't do that. At some point in time, you do bite the bullet, and also the opportunity for Inter to revolutionize a squad that hasn't undergone a true revolution in a long time. This summer is going to be the best opportunity, and it may, like, someone like a Duram or a Bastoni may be on their way out, but it's not necessarily like you are losing a key piece, but it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world to reconstruct how your team operates. Because at this point in time, Serie A wasn't able to do anything to it this year, but at this point in time, like, they kind of know what Inter's MO is. They know what these players are capable of doing, but maybe you sold a Turam and you slotted in like a Paz or an Alej Begovic, and next, you have a fantasista, or you have a trequartista, or you have like a winger cutting inside, and it's a different look. It's a completely different look, and it's one that Inter has sort of needed for a long time. So I'm
Nico Paz in this squad would move markets.
Yeah. He really would. Also bringing back a little bit of Argentinian flavor thing that I'm not going to say no. Not bringing back, because obviously our captain is Argentine, but throw another one in there,
but we need more. We always need more.
We always need more. All right, let's do these Twitter comments.
Okay. All right, let's see. The first one is from Izu. I just want you to read this out. Barella is the best midfielder in the league and the world.
I think
Izu,
that's targeted.
Agreed.
Towards someone.
I'm just kidding. And that's fine with me. That's fine with me. I agree. Listen, I love Barella, so whoever that's for, man, you can message me and let me know who you want me to, because I'll even tag them in it. Yes, that Andre says, it's nice that the club listens to you guys and Sucic starts ahead of Mickey more and more. To be honest, I got a direct line to Auxilio, Andre. I let him know, if you don't play this guy, boom, horse's head in your bed, my guy.
Man, your number's blocked.
Leah Theobald said, Lee Theobald says, get in there, fully deserved, 21st Scudetto, Forza Inter. And he had some beautiful pictures that he screenshotted and added there. So, yeah, no, Forza Inter always. Lee, appreciate you, man. Frank Sanapoli, siamo noi. This feels surreal. I'm at a loss for words right now. But that second goal, you could feel the energy in the San Siro. Can't wait to hear the episode. Il campione d'Italia, siamo noi. 100%, man. 100%. I wish, if I would have been there, man, you would have seen me like ripping my jersey off, throwing it. Probably I would have gone streaking, to be quite honest. It would have been insane.
Duomo would have seen Duomo, I guess.
It would have been nice to have Matteo Bonetti commenting on my body, but anyway. M8 Zeki says, as an Inter fan, I've witnessed 3 league titles. How many have you seen, and how would you rank them from best to worst? Thanks for the content, guys. It's been a great season. Ooh. Wow. I don't know if I'm going to rank all
of them.
All 8? All 8, but do you want to do like a Mount Rushmore?
We can do a Mount Rushmore, yeah. So what are the titles?
Do you want to go?
Kivu, that we've seen? Inzaghi,
There's
Conte,
Kivu,
Mancini.
Mourinho's 2.
Mancini's
Mourinho's
2.
2, so you got 5, and then Mancini had 3.
Mancini's 3. Yep.
So 3, 2, 5, 8.
That's all of them? Yeah.
Yeah, we've only seen 8.
Yeah. Okay, Mount Rushmore. Damn. All right, well, obviously Mourinho's part of his tripleta is in there for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
I I don't want to sour on this title. I have a weird feeling towards it, but I think because of what it was, it has to go there, which is Seconda Stella. Win it against Milan.
Yeah,
technically
100%.
I think that's got to go there. This year feels...
Okay, I wrote down mine 4.
Okay, are my 2 in your 2? In your 4?
So Mourinho and triplete
Seconda
and
Stella?
Secondo Stella are 2 of mine.
Okay, so let me finish out yours.
So, I mean, for me, the first one I ever saw was in 05-06. Was the first title I got to actually see them win. It was Mancini's first title at the club. He would win 3 in a row. The second one really was kind of a Juve title, but they gave, we got that one given to us. So the one that we won on the pitch meant a lot, and just seeing how much it meant to my father and getting to share that memory with him. It was the first one we got to experience together.
That's
was
why
special.
you love the club so much. Like that is why.
Yeah. I loved.
When you see your dad
it's
something.
Yeah, when you see that and you're waking up at 6 a.m. on a weekend to watch Inter with your dad, spend time with him. You're drinking coffee on the couch and you're watching it on satellite TV, trying to get a wry, picture to look good. God forbid there's a cloud in the sky, then it's grainy or whatever. It was it was just an experience for sure. To have that, and then for me, the other one that really meant a lot was 07 no yeah 07-08. It was Mancini's last one with the club, and that's 4th for me. It was between that and the Conte one, to be honest, but the only thing I take away from the Conte one, which I probably didn't think about, but I thought about it now when I was just trying to think of my Mount Rushmore, it was one in front of no fans.
Yeah.
Like there was nobody there. There was nobody to celebrate. There was no energy. There was no really drama, any risk. There wasn't, it didn't mean the same thing, I guess. So the second the Mancini one, meant a lot just because they played a game. So my nonno was born January 9th. And they played a game on January 9th. And I only remember this because it was on a Sunday. My birthday was on the following Saturday, and they had back-to-back games. And on the January 9th, we were playing Siena, and it was 1-1 late. It was a tough game. I remember. We were struggling that game. It was just disgusting. But Julio Cruz came in, scored the winner, and my father was going ballistic. It was like the 87th, 88th minute, something like that. But my father was going ballistic. He was getting emotional because it was my nono had passed away for a few years now, but that was his birthday. So it always meant something to my dad too that Inter played games on his birthday, and to win that game in the manner that we did, it's the second most emotion I've seen from my father watching Inter. The other time was you listen to our intro, and that game was the comeback against Sampdoria, which I remember watching that game with my dad too, and that was insane. That comeback, like how pissed he was in a good way. Like my dad was like so fired up. Yeah, but these moments, like they mean something, and knowing that year they won on my nonno's birthday and on my birthday, that season, yeah, that meant a lot. So
That's beautiful. How am I supposed to follow that up, motherfucker? Jesus. I'm gonna throw. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna throw Conte in there. Even though it was no crowds.
No, I don't care.
But the reason that I do that is because that team was fucking good. Hakimi, prime Lukaku,
that team was good.
like Barella, Sensi, and like that team was really Skriniar. Skriniar in there, like when
don't
he
forget
was Eriksson. That team was fucking good, really fucking good.
Perisic,
and they destroyed.
That team was disgusting.
They destroyed. Yeah,
wait, was Perisic
I love watching
on that
team play.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was already back. He was back from Bayern Munich that year. Yeah.
And then I'll go maybe the last year of Mancini.
Yeah. So see.
Last year of Mancini or first year of Mancini?
Whichever one either way.
Yeah, it's I'll go last year. I'll go last year. All right, that's the Rushmore.
That's the Rushmore. Okay. Let's see. Any other? Marcus Thuram pays tribute to Kobe Bryant on Instagram. Yo, that's sick.
So sick.
Yo, I just saw that. That's insane. Hold on, I gotta save that picture for later. All right. Let's see. Zeki said that. All right, that was it. That was the last one. Was M8 Zeki.
That's the last one. All right. Is there anything else we want to get into? I mean, it's a kind of a strange episode. The Serie A season is over. We have 4 more games left. We win the Scudetto. We still got to fight for the Coppa Italia. I don't think anyone has really kind of given up on the season just yet. But yeah, I think it's better to just appreciate the story of how this went down instead of talking about today's game.
Yep. No, I would agree. I don't have anything else to say about this game. I mean, I enjoyed seeing the guys celebrate and seeing all the tweets and just, you know what, like shout out this Inter community that interacts with us on the pod and comments on Twitter. And I know I haven't been active on Instagram. I've been doing like a 45-day like free of Instagram thing. So like I haven't really been posting there. I'll fix that after this episode.
Don't get baited.
But yeah, it's Instagram, nobody baits me. It's Twitter that I get baited, man. I get baited easily. I'm like a bull in a china shop on Twitter, dude. And honestly, like I deleted the app for a while. It was nice. It was nice to go like a week without Twitter.
Off. I took this week off. I was like, you know what?
Yeah, me too. I deleted the app.
The aftermath of the scandal plus heading into the Scudetto decider, I was like, I don't need to fucking interact.
Oh, dude, I was fighting everybody about that, and I almost brought it back just so I could
shove it in their faces just when the new reports came out.
But yeah, that Inter were not being investigated.
Yeah,
it is what it is, though.
We'll talk about that at some point. All right, okay. I think I'm good. Should we go celebrate?
Actually,
I'm drinking a little tequila.
Before we go, hold on. before we head out, guys, we do got some big stuff coming. We got Alessandro's app that we're gonna be launching a second podcast for. We got once the end of the season comes, we're gonna be doing some like fun stuff with Sharma. I'm gonna try to see if Ant from Inter Worldwide could also be a part of it. Stefan Rossi is another guy who I think would be cool to do some stuff with. He's always got such a good, positive outlook on things, and I love the way, like, I think because he's also a lyricist and he raps and stuff, that he's able to really speak eloquently about this club. And there's times where he goes off about this team that it really is like poetry. But yeah, we're going to be having some cool stuff. I want to see if we can get some other Serie A content creators to do like a team of the season thing at the end of the year. So this summer, it's gonna be awesome.
We're gonna be busy.
So just be ready
for sure. We're gonna be busy for sure. A lot going on.
We're gonna be busy.
All right. 21 in the bag, in the words of the great Roberto Scarpini. Forza ragazzi, forza ragazzi, forza ragazzi.
Hey, Mama. Thanks for making all my favorite recipes.
Hi, Ma. Thanks for your unfiltered advice.
Hi, Mom. Thanks for always being by the phone.
Hey, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
When you ship UPS Air at the UPS Store, your items arrive on time or your money back. Guaranteed at no extra cost. Exclusively at the UPS Store U.S. retail locations. Visit the upsstore.com/airshipping for full details. Terms and conditions apply. Send your Mother's Day gifts at the UPS Store and we'll get your gratitude there on time.